Hey guys, welcome to this video. Today we're going to go over some of the top level vegan and vegetarian athletes. I've been a vegan myself for over 7 years now, and often, very often, people would post some comments or something in video saying, oh, vegans can't do anything, or they're not good at sports, or something like that, and it just doesn't make any sense. So over the years I've just gathered some evidence and just like posted, here's some world records here and there. And I've been vegan for over 7 years now, and I will be vegan for life. There's no reason to kill animals, like literally no reason to just slit the throat of another animal just for their meat, because these athletes kind of prove it. I think these athletes prove it. Like even if you don't even want to succeed at like the top level, you can still do pretty decently as a vegan, just like in the mid-range level, you know. And this list here will go at a weird sort of order, because like it's not like a top 10 list or anything. So we're gonna go from some of the top athletes, go down to like some less informative ones, and go back up to some very impressive ones. So let's go ahead and just go through the list right here. So this is the Spartathlon. This is okay. You say yeah. So watch stuff till the end, because you know we'll go across some very impressive guys, some less impressive guys, and then stay tuned until the end, because then we go over some more impressive guys. Okay, so just watch the entire video. It's going to be very entertaining throughout, and I just have some tabs open. We're just going to run through them one at a time. All right, so Spartathlon is a 246 kilometer or 153 mile marathon race held annually in Greece since 1983. And this is the first year it was done, 1983. There's this guy named Giannis Korros who set the record. Time is 21:53, 21 hours and 53 minutes. The second place guy came in at 24 hours and 40 minutes, and then the third place guy came 27 hours. And you'll see Giannis Korros' name here every time. Well, not every time, but like a lot of times, 4 times here. He won every single time he competed. So he competed in 4 years, I guess, right here, and he won every single time. He almost beat his this is a record that stands today. In fact, like this is 20 hours, right? The last time this was run, it was 26 hours. So the next fastest guy was 26 hours, and some guy in 1984 set it in 20 hours. So athlete back then is better than athletes today. He still has not been beaten. It's the record still. And if we look at Giannis Korros' page, he has won like every event he entered. Every single event he entered, he just first place, every freaking race. And he has held a bunch of records everywhere. 1,000 miles, 1,000 kilometers, 1,000 kilometers, 100 miles, time races. This is all his times, and he has his own webpage here. Yeah, this is a Giannis Korros website. It's in Greek, so I don't know. I can't understand what this title says, but here's all his different world records. Like here is 6 world records in like one single event, 11 world records in one single event. This guy's amazing, phenomenal athlete, the top in the world. Definitely like number 1 runner of all time. I would say he's Giannis Korros, unbeaten. He's the best runner. And let's see what his diet is. Here's an article. Says here published 1985. It was republished in 2015. Okay, so this was taken from the Ultra Running magazine. And a quick summary of the article is that he's just very good. People thought he cheated, so they followed him on a bike. And he's the real deal. He's the best runner that has ever existed of all time. And actually, he has written some very like damaging articles, I guess. He says people that don't run to work aren't even runners. That's how obsessed he is. He makes fun of people that don't run to work. That's what he says. Like he has some writing and articles on his website, so check that out. He's very adamant about that. Anyway, here you won't find the secret to Korros in his ability and his training. So he doesn't run that much. And then here he says his diet is he follows a strict vegetarian diet that has no red meat, poultry, fish, eggs, or dairy products. That is a vegan diet. This was written in 1985, before like vegan was used anywhere. So it says strict vegetarian. And then here the guy says, surely the reason for his success lies beyond his nutrition, which this was before we understood that, you know, being a vegan or vegetarian can actually improve your endurance. And Mike the Vegan did a video on this right here. New study, vegan diet detrimental to athletic performance. He just shows that, you know, it's not actually detrimental to performance. And I just want to take a quick second to take a look, see if I'm recording, because sometimes it's not recording. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure. I didn't want to just ramble on for like 30 minutes or something, and then it turns out it's not recording. So there you go. This guy's the top runner in the world of all time. Giannis Korros. He's now 64 years old. He's the best runner of all time, and he is a vegan. He doesn't call himself a vegan, but he ate a vegan diet in the day, so he's plant-based. Okay, name some top vegan vegetarian athletes. Okay, here we go. Giannis Korros. Just drop that name, and boom, #1 runner ever. That should be it. Like, no more arguments after that. All right, so that's one. Okay, here's some other people will say, oh, fruitarians can't do anything. Like, I'm not recommending like a raw diet or fruitarians or anything, but here's a couple in their 60s, right? One is 64, the other is 68. I think she got cancer at some point, and then she went to a raw vegan diet, and the cancer went away. And so then they wanted to spread this message, so they ran a marathon every day for 366 days. So that's an incredible feat, especially in their age. They're very old. Most people in their 20s cannot even do this. So this is very impressive. And yeah, they're raw vegans. If you look at their website, they're raw vegans. This in 2001 they were diagnosed with cancer. So they set this record in 2013. So at this point they've already been raw vegans for 12 years. Okay, so they've been raw vegans for 12 years, and there's some random excuses online of people that I can't, after like 1 year being vegan, they're like, I can't be vegan anymore. These guys were raw for 12 years. Like, how the heck do you mess up? It's kind of weird. But yeah, so this is it. 2001 they became vegan, and 2013 they set this world record. Okay, they set some world records, running a marathon every day for 366 days. Okay, so that's a bit over a year. It's like a year and a leap year. Okay, here's another record. Campenarts. So Victor Campenarts, I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly, beat Wiggins's 1 hour record. So this is the European time trial champion, beats Wiggins's record by 437 meters, riding high altitude velodrome in Aguascalientes, Mexico. All right, so this is a world record for the hour in a bike. So the most distance covered in a bike, and Brad Wiggins said, "Yeah, good job." Okay, so there we go. This guy's a vegan athlete. You might say, "Oh, how do you know he's a vegan athlete?" He has a YouTube channel. Right here, this is his YouTube, and let's see, he has some veggie casserole. He's vegan. He says it in some channel stuff. I don't know why he says con carne. I don't know if that's with meat or not, but he was in some podcasts and he said he was vegan, so that's how I know he's vegan. Okay, so that's another endurance feat by a vegan athlete. So there you go, one more endurance feat. So there's some that you see right now. So again, like I said, we're going from like some very top ones, some lower ones, and then some top ones. So here's some kind of sort of vague. So these are, not vague. Like, these guys are not like the top. These guys are not like the super well known or anything. But this is another raw runner. So he runs raw. His name is Tim Van Orden. He has set several world records, or several records, American records, in his age group, which is 50 plus. And he has been vegan for 20 years, more than 20 years. He eats a raw diet, and you can see he's won 17 Masters, several senior gold medals, 2-time U.S. Masters Pro Winner of the Year. He set some records here. There you go. This is all his different feats. First Master, different feats. These are pretty first Master, etc. So he got first place in a bunch of different races. He's been vegan for 20 years. And he has a YouTube channel right here, Running Raw, and check it out. His channel is pretty good as well, right? So like I said, like, not super impressive, but here's another guy, hella good. He is another vegan athlete. He let's see, where's this vegan video? Let's see, right here. He has the Why I Went Vegan, and he made some other ones as well. Recently, I saw him run another video where he ran 245 miles in 7 days. He ran 35 miles every day for 7 days in a row. This was after more than like 1,100 days of running every day. He runs at least 7 miles a day, I believe. So, here's another one. He ran 7 marathons in 7 days 5 months ago. And then he ran 245 miles in 7 days. So, and then he does some sprinting. He does all these different kind of workouts. He runs, I think his lower limit is 7 miles. So every day he runs at least 7 miles. And he's done it for more than 1,100 days. he got injured recently. He did some sprinting activities, and he got some injury like more than 1,100 days later. That's I think it makes sense that vegans and vegetarians do have improved endurance and recovery times. Like whenever I run, like if I run like 13 miles or something, it usually takes us like 1 day to recover. But then after that's like I'm done. I'm ready to go. And if I run like a short distance, like 5 miles, I can give us recovery is basically instant. That's from my experience. Don't really have to try that hard. Whereas when I was eating meat, and I do remember it, I think the longest distance I ran was like 2 miles, and I would stop and start and stop, just like low endurance. But again, something you got to train and do. Being vegan does help if you get a lot of carbohydrates and a lot of antioxidants, stuff like that in. Right, so some more less impressive guys is Juice. He's another dude that just runs every single day. So this is vegan running lifestyle. He just runs. Why I run workout every day? Why you should too? I think he runs 10 miles every day, and he doesn't have like a count or anything. I don't know how long he's been doing it for, but just wanted to give a shout out to Juice. He runs every day, 10 miles a day. Very cool guy. Check his channel out as well. Right, so now we're back to some more impressive things. So here's Alex Honnold. He has completed the most dangerous free solo ascent ever. You guys probably saw it in a documentary called Free Solo. He has climbed Yosemite's 3,000 foot El Capitan without any ropes. And yeah, he climbed this. It was a very risky feat. He could have died doing this, and he did it for over 3 hours. So I think that's an endurance feat. I think that counts as an endurance feat. And so that's him. He has his own Wikipedia page right here. He has done a bunch of other different climbs as well. Like I'm not sure about any of these, but like if there's a point here, like every single one of these is impressive. Okay, and he is a vegetarian, as you can see somewhere. Where's his personal life? Right here. Honnold is a vegetarian. Okay, so there you go. Another guy here is Fojo Singh. I came across this guy back in like 2013 or something like that, where he set some records back then. He is 109 years old right now, and he is known for these achievements in his running career. He didn't start running until he was 90 or something like that. Like he didn't start running until he was 90 years old, and he has set some marathon world records for his age group and stuff like that, worldwide, by the way. All right, so here's the list of world records in Masters Athletics, right? So these are different age groups after the age of, I think, like 35 or something, because at that point, like, your athletic ability drops by a lot, and so you're going to compete against, like, people who are the same age as you. And these are some world records for, 35. Okay, so 35 is the minimum age, because I think after this point, like, your thing drops. You can see the progressive time gets slower and slower and slower as the time goes by, but then Fojo Singh here has set some records. For age 100, he has ran for 100 meters, right? He set it for 23 seconds. Age 105 was 34 seconds. The next guy here, Donald Pellman, he has set, he's 100 years old as well. His time was 3 or 4 seconds slower than Fojo Singh's. This guy is a vegetarian since birth. Okay, vegetarian since birth, and he dominates all the records by a lot. All right, so here's another 200 meters. Okay, 200 meters. This guy ran it in 77 seconds, or I don't know, like 77 seconds, I guess. 200 meters, 77 seconds. Fojo Singh ran at 52. He beat it in like 25 seconds. So that's an incredible leap. That's like a 33% better performance than the other guys. So that's a huge amount. Okay, so it's not like 1 or 2 seconds. Like usually it's just 1 or 2 seconds that you expect the difference to be in. But like here, for example, age 40 and 45, the difference is literally 1 second. 1 second difference. Where here it's like 25-second difference, and that's incredible. So there's Fojo Singh setting some world records again. Here again, he beats. This is 400 meters. 3 minutes and 40 seconds. This guy ran at 2 minutes and 13 seconds as a vegetarian. Vegetarian athlete runs this like 1 minute, 30 seconds faster than the next competitor. So that's pretty impressive. Okay, that's very impressive. Here's another event. Let's see, 800 meters. He again ran it like 3-4 minutes faster than the other guy, several minutes faster. And this guy's a vegetarian. Okay, Fojo Singh, age 100, that's how fast he ran it in. This guy was 95 years old, and he ran it 4 minutes slower than Fojo Singh. This guy probably was not a vegetarian, and ran it way slower. Oh, but you need meat. This guy ate meat since birth, and this guy didn't eat meat since birth, and this guy has beaten these guys' records by a lot. Okay, so same thing here. This is 1,500 meters. Fojit Singh wins again. Mile time, Fojit Singh wins again. 3,000 meters, Fojit Singh wins again. 5,000 meters, Fojit Singh wins again. 10,000 meters. Okay, so he stopped doing 10,000 meters, but he did do the marathon. He beat. This guy actually beat him. Oh, wait, no, he didn't. Okay, I thought Mike Vermont got 5 hours and 35 minutes, but no. Fojit Singh got beat by an hour, more than an hour 5 minutes. That's a really good time. 5 hours and 40 minutes for a marathon. That's like, dude, a lot of 20-year-olds would get that time in a marathon. Like, seriously, a lot of 20-year-olds would get that time in a marathon. 5 hours and 40 minutes, 6 hours is kind of like the upper limit. But, people will still get that, even way younger age. This guy did it at 90 years old. He ran that time. So that's very impressive. I don't know why he didn't have a record for 10,000 meters. That's like the only one he doesn't have a record in. I have no idea why not. But yeah, that's the records of Fojit Singh. Very impressive dude, 109 years old right now, vegetarian athlete. He's not vegan, but he's a vegetarian at least, so we include him in the list. All right, so here's another one, Fiona Oaks, who has ran a more than 50 marathons and set 5 marathon course records around the world. Okay, her achievements are even more astonishing because at age of 14, she said they told her she would never walk again. She has been a vegan for like 40 years, more than 40 years now, and she set all these records when she was like 40-year vegan or something like that. That's very interesting. So she set the record for fastest woman in the world to win a marathon on all 7 continents in the North Pole in both consecutive and elapsed time. There's definitely other vegans that I've seen have done the same thing, who've ran a marathon in like 7 continents. I don't know their names, so I can't really include them. But yeah, I could just look them up again, but I'm not going to do that for this video because I already have all the tabs preset for this one, so I don't want to add any new tabs. But that's another thing that just came to mind. Anyway, she has done 17 surgeries and etc., but she still beats some world records here. She set some world records as vegan for more than 40 years, and that's very impressive. That's incredible. And she has her own documentary called Running for Good. So check that out. Check that documentary out, guys. And if you guys want to support her, you can donate to her charity. She has a charity called Tower of Stables. It's an animal sanctuary, so all the money will go to like food and stuff, feeding the animals. Okay, so that's that. Fiona Oaks, awesome job. Right, here's another very famous one. Dana, held by Dana something. I don't know her name, her last name. Dana. I don't know why they don't have her name in the description there. Okay, there we go. Dana Glowaca, okay, from Canada. This is a very famous video, 6 million views. She held the plank world record. People are like, 1 minute plank feels like I'm gonna die, but this guy eats meat, right? Oh, but you need meat to do some endurance things. It's like stuff like that, right? 1 minute makes you feel like I'm gonna die. People that eat meat. This guy does things like that, and people can't even do that, and they eat meat. So what's their excuse? Meat makes me better, but in this case, it doesn't. It's not true. Anyway, we look at this page here, Dana Glowaca, 5 facts you should know. She's a vegan. She has an Instagram page, right there, vegan athlete, right there. Anyway, that's very impressive. Awesome job, Dana. Thank you. Here we go. Here's another impressive feat. So, Western States Endurance Run, okay? Western States Endurance Run. Who has won the most here? Let's see, I think out of all of them, Scott Jerick. Okay, Scott Jerick won the most races here. And the female one is like a different person, Ann Trayson. She's well known for something else. She's well known for that as well. But for the male side, it's Scott Jerick. Scott Jerick won the most. And if we look at him, he is a vegan athlete. This guy's a vegan athlete. He became vegetarian like I think he became vegan like 1999 or something. He's been vegan for a very long time now, and he's won and set records in many events, including the Western 100, which is like one of the most famous ultra marathons in the world. Western 100, like to win Western 100 is very, very, very honorable feat. It's sort of like winning a very high title in weightlifting or something. Like Mr. Universe. I don't want to say it's like Mr. Universe, but I guess it's up there. You know, it's one of the top titles you can do. And he's won it 7 times in a row. He's won it the most times out of anybody else. He ran all as a vegan, I think. And yeah, he set some world records as well for some different events. He had some record for the United States, most pentathlon, etc., etc. You know, this guy's legit. He wrote an entire book about it. I recommend reading it. He was not like a runner. He wasn't always like a runner, but he just became one. And yeah, he also set some records here, like the Appalachian Trail, which is 2,300 miles. He set the Appalachian Trail world record as well at one point. Okay, so that's very impressive. 2,300 miles. Yeah, so there you go. That's another vegan endurance athlete. And what's this one? Spartathlon. Oh yeah, if you look at the Spartathlon, his name actually comes up as well. You know, he won this 3 times in a row. He entered it 3 times in a row, and he won 3 times in a row. Yeah, what the thing is, like, it's weird. Like, no one beats these. Like, whenever these athletes enter a race, like, no one beats them. Like, Scott Jerick enters 3 times, he wins 3 times. I don't see his name in like 2nd place or 3rd place anywhere here. And same with Giannis Korros. Every time Giannis Korros entered, he just dominated the competition. He won every single time, so that's very impressive. So based on this list here, right? There's a guy named Timothy Olson. Low carbers often cite him as like being like a low carb guy. He wrote his own post right here, right? This is his own website, his own blog post. Timothy Van Allen Olson. He says he eats carbs. I still use carbs. And he says right here, I don't call myself low carb or paleo, etc. The only thing he does is he doesn't eat gluten. That's like the only thing. Like, yeah. So I would say I follow a diet with more protein and fat and less carbs than most people, and it has helped me recover faster. But he doesn't call himself low carb. I don't know if he actually does eat. He probably just eats slightly less carbs than most people, but he doesn't. He's not. I don't think he's low carb. He says so himself right there. He'll eat sweet potatoes, fruits, sweet potatoes and fruits. He uses carbs strategically, etc. And then it's green smoothie, hard fruit, whey protein to replenish my glycogen and rebuild my muscles. So, yeah, people often cite him as being like a low carb expert or something, but yeah, he admits himself he's not even low carb. So that's just a random thing there. So here's the Ironman World Championships. Okay, here's another cool thing. Okay, Ironman World Championships. All these guys here, Jan Frodeno and Patrick Lange, they won 1st place and they set the world record for this event here. Oh, but vegan vegetarians, athletes can't really do anything, but they can set world records in the one of the most competitive events in the world, which is the Ironman World Championships. Very, very competitive. The top athletes in the world compete in this. And look at this. These guys are vegan and vegetarian as well. So Jan Frodeno and Patrick Lange. And they have every time they entered, they won, okay, and then they set the record. So the current record right now is 7 hours, 51 minutes, okay, that's the fastest time right now. And, you know, all these meat eater guys from like several years ago who were eating meat, oh, but you need meat to be an endurance athlete. Look at them being way behind. Like, they're more than an hour behind this record, or actually not an hour behind, but they're like 20, 30 minutes behind this record right here. So there you go. You don't need meat for any of these events, okay? That's just like the number one thing to drive in. Okay, if you want to set some world records, you don't need meat. Just spare some animal lives. You know, you save money. You spend less money being a vegan than being a meat eater, and it's better for your health as well. You know, less. You have to spend less. You spend less on like your healthcare bills. So yeah, this guy Jan Frodeno set a bunch of different records here. Here's Patrick Lange also set a bunch of records here. So where did I get the source that they're vegan vegetarian? I'm not sure about this article here, but this one here says Patrick Lange has been vegetarian for 8 years. Jan went vegetarian as the second one Ironman Hawaii in 2016. It's fairly new to the game, and I've not read this article, so I don't know if it's going to say something like, oh, he ate meat at this event or something. Yeah, this one I did not really look at, but here you go. Here's his smoothie recipe and nutrition, 2 packs of energy gummies, etc. It doesn't say he eats meat, but he does. I don't think it says he's a vegetarian or anything in this article either, but this one does. So Patrick Lange and Jan Frodeno, both vegetarian. And that's basically it. So like I said, we started with some very impressive feats, right? We went down to the middle a bit, some less impressive feats, some regular YouTubers, some regular people, and we went back up to some more impressive feats. So like Ironman World Championships, the vegetarians and vegans hold this record right here. So the last 5 winners were vegetarian and vegans. So there you go. And you want to know the fastest runner of all time? The best runner of all time? Freaking Giannis Korros. Giannis Korros, the best runner of all time. All these records right here, unbeaten world records. I'm not sure. Actually, I'm not sure if they're unbeaten, but they're like 7 world records, 40 to 49 world records. He set 40 to 49 world records. Oh, actually no, he set age 40 to 49. Okay, but yeah, it's still very impressive. He set a bunch of world records, and here says he eats a strict diet of no meat, no red meat, no poultry, no fish, no eggs, no dairy products. That's a vegan diet right there, plant-based diet. And yeah, so anytime somebody says, oh, you can't do anything as a vegan or vegetarian, post in this video, because we just dominated that. We just destroyed that claim. We destroyed that claim. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And again, like I said, all the stuff wasn't pulled out from like a top 10 list or anything. This was stuff from my head, stuff I ran across over the years. Boom, 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 and I post them right here. So that's it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you like this video, and post a comment on what you think. Put a like, and thank you guys for watching.